Oh, hi, Whitehorse Middle School. This is John Keppel again, award-winning director and actor in instructional videos such as Map Testing and You, What's Happening to My Brain, and We All Move Forward Together. Last week, we talked about learning targets and the three components of learning targets. What are we learning? Why are we learning it? And how is a student supposed to let you know that they have learned? This week, we're going to delve into the how portion of the learning target. You're going to see several videos of staff members at Whitehorse describe how they've used technology to allow their students to show their learning. So come along on this wild journey with me today of the how portion of learning target. From the beginning of time, students have written down their answers to assignments or assessments on paper and handed it to the teacher for approval. The teacher then said yes or no, and the students had chances to redo the assignment. Now, in the world of virtual learning, students need to be able to show the knowledge gained to teachers using a digital format that allows for social distancing.
Hello, everyone. I'm here today because John Keppel has asked me to make a quick video to show you guys how to use the Google Classroom question tool. Now, out of the goodness of my heart and the $20 extra in my bank account, let's begin. All right, so we are in one of the classrooms and we are trying to see what students know. So one of the assignments that we gave last week in ELA was responding to an essential question and then responding to peers' thoughts and thinking. So the learning target was I can respond and engage in discourse with my peers by commenting on at least 3 of my peers' responses on the essential question. So in the classwork, I created a question, and that question was, how can youth positively change the world? Can youth voices be more powerful than adult voices? Why I love the question feature is because 1, it's super easy for kids to understand and write their responses in. And 2, I can not only see their responses, but their comments on other students. When I'm going through, I can clearly see who has and who has not done this assignment. And I can also see who has replied to their 3 people and who has not replied to their 3 people. Now, it will take a little bit of time to go through the replies to see what they commented on and if they commented on 3, but that's a willingness that I am able to do. All right, now I'm going to show you guys how to create your question so you can use that in your virtual learning classroom. So I'm going to go to create question. My question, how awesome is Ms. Lopez? Instructions, if it's a more elaborate question, you can definitely add instructions here, but clearly this is a really obvious answer to the question. So you can decide over here if you want it to be points or ungraded. I usually have it ungraded unless it is an activity, which this is, so I'll have that graded as a 4. Due date, I'm going to have it due the same day because that way I get emails for kids who have turned it in late, and it's easier for me to check off that they completed it. Topic, I would put it in one of my topics. So I have checked students can reply to each other, which is very important to have on this question if you are planning on having them talk to their peers. And I also usually click students can edit their answer because we all make mistakes, just like I made 1,000 in this one video that's supposed to last less than 2 minutes. And then you click ask. All right, like and subscribe down below.
Hi, Whitehorse staff. This is Chelsea and my cat coming at you from my closet to teach you a really quick thing about Google Slides as a way to have students show you what they know and also to teach them a lesson, which I'm sure many of you already are doing that, so you can stop watching this video if you already know how to use a Google Slide that way. So here's a slideshow I made for my Sunday group of kids, and so they don't do Lexia, and this is a video. What I like about using a Google slideshow is that I can put myself in the lesson, and they can hear me and see me explaining what to do. So then I gave them the directions for this lesson that I wanted them to do, and my goal of this lesson was to have them really write a sentence, a complete sentence. And this was my very first lesson I gave them. So I wanted to kind of engage them by watching this really great video, which I'm sure you've all seen. If you haven't, you should look it up. And then they wrote their answer right in the slideshow. Then I had them edit their work using something they're familiar with already. And they all went back and they edited their work, and it was fantastic. And then how I did this is I posted the assignment in Classroom, and so that each kid got a copy of the slideshow. And then they submitted their work, and they all did it, and they all are so successful now. Everything's great. Hi, guys.
Hi, I'm Hannah Chandler. I'm going to be telling you a little bit about Padlet today. I apologize if you hear any birds tweeting in the background. I have a bird and it's being really obnoxious right now, so my apologies in advance. But Padlet has been a really great way for me to be allowing students some space to have discussions and to share their opinions. When you make a Padlet, it's pretty easy to start one. You'll click on this pink button at the top left corner, make a Padlet, and you can choose how you want the posts to be organized. I'll just pick this wall one. When you make a new Padlet, it's going to automatically give it a title, description, and a background. I would recommend changing this title at least so that you can stay organized with the different Padlets you make. So if this is just like a check-in Padlet, I like to use the description section as a place to give some directions for the students. So write what you've been up to. So after you change the title and description, you can change the appearance. You can choose from a lot of different backgrounds. Let's say this one. And after you do that, whatever you want to do with the appearance section, some of the really important things to know are these posting rules and content filtering settings. So if you want people to be able to comment on posts, you would just slide that dot over. Something I would recommend is to require approval just to make sure that nothing is getting in your Padlet that you don't want. So I like to click on that one as well. And when you are done making some different settings, you can just click this next button and start posting. So when you're ready to post, you can just double tap and a little box will come up. There are a lot of different ways for you to post. You can put pictures or film, you can voice record yourself. So you can have the students use many different forms to express themselves and express their learning. So after you have different posts ready to go, you can share this really easily by just copying and pasting the link, and you can put it into your Google Classroom or whatever you want to use for this. And you can always come back and change in the settings that is in the top right corner as well. Some of the ways that I've been using Padlet is as a discussion space or for a place for students to share. I've also been using it for social emotional check-ins as well, or having them post a picture of something that they did for the day. There are a lot of different ways that students can express themselves on Padlet, and that is why I really like to use this. And I hope this helps you. All right, bye.
Good morning, sixth graders. Today in math, you are going to be taking a quiz on dividing fractions. To take this quiz, we are going to use a new website called goformative.com. Okay, the reason why we're using this site is we want you to be able to show your work, and this website allows you to do this without having to do it on paper, take a picture, and then upload it as an attachment into Google Classroom. So we hope you find this a little bit easier to do. So in Google Classroom, there will be a link to GoFormative. I've already clicked on that link. Once you get into GoFormative, it's going to ask you for a code. The particular code we are using, which you can also find in Google Classroom, is 86W25N. Once you click on that, it'll ask you to either log in or sign up, or you can enter as a guest. You are more than welcome to enter as a guest. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my first and last name. Please make sure you put the correct information so that we can give you credit for your work. And then I'm going to click join. All right, now I am in the quiz. You can see the title of the quiz up here. You can see who it's created by and that this is a live session. It also has 3 questions. Okay, so now if I scroll down, I see the first problem. It tells me to find a quotient using a strategy of my choice and to show my work. Okay, and the problem is 5/6 divided by 5/8. You're going to see a box right here that says show your work. You're going to click on that. Okay, 6th graders, this is where you have a whole bunch of drawing tools over on the side so that you can show your work. So I'm just going to start by marking the pen here. Okay, I'm going to go with that size. I'm going to start by rewriting my problem. Okay. 6th graders, you can also use a text box if you'd like over here. Okay. And now I can use my mouse to show my work. If you have a stylus at home, even easier because you guys have a touch screen. I don't. And you can write right on the screen. Whatever is easier for you. Some people prefer the mouse, some people prefer the stylus, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to do all my work here, show all my work. Your work will, of course, be better than mine because you are better at dividing fractions. When I'm happy with my answer, I'm going to click on the check up in the corner. Okay, then I can see my work right here with the problem. If I need to go back and edit it, I just click on it again. When I'm ready, click that check. Then I go to the next problem. Okay, once again, same type of problem. Find the quotient using a strategy of your choice and make sure you show your work. You're going to show your work on here. And then last but not least, the 3rd question. Malik needs a 3rd cup of milk to make hot chocolate. If he has 5/9 cups of milk, because everybody has 5/9 cups of milk, how many hot chocolates can he make? Once again, showing your work in here. Once you are satisfied with all of your work, you've looked back to make sure that you like it all, you will notice at the top, it tells you what problems you have done. Technically, I haven't touched 2 and 3, so I don't have them done, but I did click the check for 1, so it tells me I'm done. So I can see I'm all good to go. It tells me down here, I've responded to 1 of 3 questions. You, of course, will respond to all 3. Okay, and when you're ready, you're just going to click submit. If you do have unfinished questions, you will get a warning saying, warning, warning, you are not done. Please go back and make an effort. Any work you can put in will help us, and you can just click cancel right there so you can go back. But if you're like, nope, I am good to go, click on the submit, and it will send it to your teacher. Notice on the bottom, it says the assignment has been submitted and is no longer editable. You are done at that point, okay? So only click submit when you are ready to click submit. Once you are done, click exit assignment, and you are good to go for the day. Miss Eagle, Miss Smith, and myself will work on getting these graded and back to you within the next few days. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, do your best.
Great tech tidbits. You are now going to insert a comment into the Google Classroom that indicates 1 upload technology that you're going to look more into and possibly try out in the week to come. The rest of the time is yours to do a little investigation that will allow students to demonstrate the knowledge gained in a new and interesting fashion. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to seeing you virtually soon.